YouTube. It's your boy Davidedo. Welcome back. We back like we never left. And since you back, please go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like I said before, I'm trying to build this channel. But today we're gonna be getting into some customs. We're customizing these Jordan 1 lows, black and yellow. We're gonna make them a Goodland High School wrestling theme. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Step one of my process is finding a cutout of a shoe or clip art. If I can't find one, I typically create it. And then from here, I'm going to create the colorway and then also add the design elements that are going to go onto the shoe before I send it off to the customer for the customer's approval. On this shoe, it's going to be pretty straightforward, just really doing stencil work on this one. I am going to add the mascot to the back corner of the shoe. And then around the outside of the toe box, I'm going to be adding the words Cowboys on one and then wrestling on the other. Like I said, this will be pretty straightforward. Once that's all done, next thing up is to get the tape job done. Here I'm really just focusing on trying to protect the soles. When I wrap soles, I use an electrical tape. It tends to stretch and flex a little bit better with the curves and everything along the shoe. And then just kind of using my fingernail to press all of the tape inside the grooves because I don't want any paint to get on those white. All right, next thing up, now that we have them taped up, I'm going to go ahead and prep the areas that I'm going to paint. I'm only painting right here and right here, so that's why I didn't put any tape on the other side. I will wrap everything else off once I have those stencils laid down, but first let's prep those areas. Let's get to it. Remember, the most important part of any custom is prep. Okay, so I'm just taking some acetone or fingernail polish remover, cotton balls, and prepping the areas I'm going to paint. Next up, go ahead and prep my stencils. So, stencil work. Okay, so I did not record me cleaning up the mascot or making the silhouettes and all that kind of stuff. So if you can't find something clean, I've mentioned before, you have to go in and kind of create it. But here's me just kind of uploading everything to Cricut. That's what I use to do all my cutouts for my stencils. Make sure that you take the time to measure the space where your stencil is going to go on your shoe. That way that when you cut your stencil out, they are the right size to fit your shoe and you're not wasting materials when it comes to cutting out your stencils and making them. So just a little tip there. I'm pretty sure you've heard many times, measure twice, cut once. In this space, I would definitely do that. That way, like I mentioned, you're not wasting material. So once the stencils are all cut and ready to go, the next thing would be weeding them out. So if you have a weeding tool, then go ahead and use that and then remove all of the pieces that you're not planning on using or the pieces that are going to be painted through with your airbrush when you get to that point. So after getting them all weeded, then you want to go ahead and get some transfer paper. Put your transfer paper on top. I like to kind of scrape mine down to make sure that it has a really good adhesive to the stencil. Once that's all done, now it's time to apply the stencil. Remember, we're pulling from the corner and kind of rolling back. When I apply stencils, I like to use the heat gun a little bit. It kind of helps the stencil set a little bit more on the shoe as you're just trying to apply them. Sometimes some of the curves and angles and stuff can be tricky, so you may have to cut different parts of the stencil to make it work. Last thing on these was spray painting or airbrushing, not spray painting. Airbrushing means you can see on the front portion, it's going to end up being yellow, but I laid down some gray. If anybody knows why I put down gray first, let me know in the comments and let everybody else know why I used gray first on that black area before I put down yellow. If you made it this far, you know what time it is. It's time for the reveal. First of all, thank you. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, fear is fake and creating is problem solving. Peace.
To the race, let's go. Forward. Listen, it takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim called Davidedo. He'll cook it up like a kilo and have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stitch. Got supreme lean dreams with a season to kick. Feel heap how he comes with the gift, and you can call him Skipper how he got his run up the ship. Listen, you want custom shoes, that's gonna take some bucks. Whatever you have for the price, go ahead and raise them up. Better get your spot now for what's taken up. When it's all said and done, my guy, lace him up.